Everybody, in today's video I figured I would show you where I'm at with my Amiga 500, showing you what progress I've made, what things I've added, and just how it's going. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. So I have working here my Amiga 500, which due to the yellowed color of it, I am now calling the Yellowed Devil, because it is so yellow. I'm going to leave it this way. And I got this GoTech floppy emulator all installed. It's kind of stuck here with some double-sided tape, and these are the original ribbon cables coming off the back of inside the system. And I made a little hole in the back to run them out. So I know some people don't like to modify the case like that, but I figured the case is yellow, it's already kind of grimy. What's adding a hole in the back gonna make a big deal? So anyways, here it is running. I did flash the GoTech. I did that whole process. This was one from Amazon. Got it, followed some instructions online. I flashed it with this HC or HXC, whatever it's called, our firmware to get it going. And now it works for my Amiga. So if we move the camera up just a little, see that? I don't have it plugged into the 1702 right now. I gotta go into this little TV I have here, which I'll show you guys later. I got this recently as well. This is the selector program for choosing what ROMs are in what disk slots on the GoTech, on the USB key right here. So I'm gonna restart the system and I'm gonna dump it into the Workbench program. So as you can see, Workbench is loading up just like a regular floppy drive would if the disk was in there. And of course, while that's loading, since the ribbon cables are now going into the GoTech, the built-in floppy drive is not connected at the moment, which I don't really need it. Something was going on with the case right here on the drive when the drive was working, which was seldom. The disk wouldn't line up correctly if the case was on. If I put the floppy in with no case on and no lid, it would work most of the time. But once the case was on here, something would throw the alignment off, and it would just make scratching noises. Very strange. So that's fine. And there's our Workbench screen. Works fine. Looks totally normal. If we change what disk is in here, if you do a quick couple up, I'll go to disk 7 I have on here, which is Deluxe Paint. After about a minute, the system is going to think the floppy disk changed, and it's actually going to load up the next file, or the next disk. So now we have the dpaint file right here saying that the dpaint floppy is in there, or Deluxe Paint version 1. I actually have not got that to work yet. I think whatever floppy image I downloaded, it isn't working right, so I got to figure that out. But I'm going to go ahead and reboot the system and move it over to another floppy. Okay, so floppy disk 6 is a demo, and this was like the thing back when with Amigas and stuff like that. This is like some kind of software that would show off video and sound and graphics and stuff like that. So that's what this is, and it shows this cool background. I think that's about it. Yeah, if I hit left mouse button, it seems to scroll through things. So yeah, this isn't a game. It looks like the beginning of a game, but it's not. It's just some kind of thing somebody made. But it is cool. I mean, going from that Workbench screen that looked, blocky and stuff to this that looks like a Super Nintendo is pretty cool. Pretty neat, really. So this is another demo. This is on disk 3 I have on here. And it's loading something. Don't know what it's doing. Xenon. Okay, so Turrican is file number 8 on here. So we're going to go to 8 and let that load up.
Welcome to Turrican.
That sounds cool. So again, it amazes me though how the desktop or the Workbench looks versus the games. Like, it's really cool to me how it looks. So press fire on my joystick here. And here we go. So this is the first screen. Not a whole lot to the controls here. All you have is the joystick and fire button. Up is jump. Oh, and apparently I'm already destroyed. Fantastic. You're also going to be wondering what this is. So when I did open this up, I did find that inside here there was another certain kind of processor on here. So instead of the typical main processor, there was an additional one in its place that had connectors on it, but nothing connected. I looked it up and found that it was a chip that had an optional switch, that when the switch was thrown, it would actually double the processor speed of the computer from 7 megahertz to like 14.9. So this switch here enables that. So if it's, I made it so it's facing kind of towards the keyboard, it's normal speed. If it's facing up, it's high speed. I don't know really what takes advantage of that software, when to really use this. I'm guessing you do it before you turn the computer on and not on the fly, but I believe it does work as far as I can tell. So that's where I'm at with the Amiga 500. It's probably going to be about the state of where it is right now. Only the projects I have for it are trying to ensure that that whole speed switch thing for the processor is working. And the other thing I want to do is, I have seen while browsing online, browsing eBay, stuff like that, that there is another kind of switchable item that actually lets you change from the 1.3 kickstart to the 3.1, I think, if I'm saying that correctly, kickstart, so you can change what version of Workbench you're using. So that seems really interesting to me to give that a try. So as always, guys, I do appreciate the watch, and I'll see you next time.